We're using eels, big eels. Yep, that. Get the camera shot, but then, oh! It's a bit of a trip getting down here. In the summer, this stuff grows thick, and getting through it is harder than it might sound, but we're here. We're on the riverbank, and this is a good spot. I've been here before, really good snag-free zone, and we've got some crazy bait today. We're using eels, big eels. Now, it's gonna look like, it's gonna look like they're alive because eels just slip out of your hand, but this is a dead eel. I bought it from, you guessed it, the supermarket. Almost everything that eats meat will eat an eel. They are a really great bait for all kinds of things. All right, cast a big piece of eel. That is heavy, heavy, heavy bait. Eel might be a good bait. And it tastes really good too if you know how to grill it, but it is a bitch to photograph as a bait. Second bait going out. Let me just show you guys the joys of messing with an eel. See all those little bumps? You know what that is? That's eel slime that is rolled up and caught in the hair of my arm that I can't get out. Not a fun animal to handle by any stretch. Just hiding in the shade. That rod is getting picked at by something. Trying my best to stay out of the sun. These plants are quite handy. It is still so hot. I am just losing so much water. You know, I have a couple of these, one with just pure water, one with Gatorade mixed in. It is, I think it's 101 degrees today with humidity, you know, close to 100%. Just ridiculous, ridiculous heat. I had an episode where I got really serious heat exhaustion bordering on heat stroke. Heat stroke is like organ failure starts and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to say I had heat stroke, but it was very serious heat exhaustion that was like getting into that area where my body was like shutting down and I was in and out of consciousness for a minute. And so many people, you know, the wannabe tough guys who measure their life's accomplishments by comparing themselves with people they watch online, were like, oh, I'm so much tougher than you because I haven't had heat stroke and I'm outside too. It's like, it's not about mental toughness. That's a really important thing I think people need to understand is heat exhaustion, heat stroke, it has to do with, it's like a math equation, but it's like the mathematics part of biology. It's about what temperature your body is at in combination with your level of hydration, which is not mental toughness at all. It's like you can deal with the heat mentally to a certain extent. You can deal with being thirsty to a certain extent. But there's a certain point where your body will lose so much water and your body temperature will rise the right amount that it doesn't matter how tough you are, who you are. You could be John Rambo. Once your body gets to a certain imbalance in those two areas, you're going down. It's like Al Pacino, like, brother, you are going down. You don't have a choice. So stay hydrated, stay in the shade. Rearrange the plants up there a bit. Trying to find this equilibrium where it's I can't control the temperature, I can't control the time, but I'm trying to control my temperature, my consumption of water, and how much water I'm losing. Those are the things I can control. And I'm trying to time it out so that I have as much time as possible before I have to pack it in. Had one really good take. Hit the fish at the end. I got the hook back, hook was bent. Probably didn't give it quite enough time to get it, you know, in that little pouch. Probably hit the jaw, the outer jaw, bent the hook. I don't normally film this much of the waiting process. I'll tell you now, I'm just struggling this year. And I think a part of it was already having heat exhaustion, so it is now harder for me to deal with the heat than it normally would have been, but also just the heat this year has been different. It's been different. I'm just trying to lie underneath all these plants. The good thing is that you can move these around. See, I can, as the sun, you know, moves through the sky, I can kind of redirect these a little bit, shield myself. It's gotten harder now because it's so incredibly hot. Not only can I not stay out here as long, but the fish are not as active, so I have to stay out here longer than usual to get one. So it's an interesting little catch-22 there. All right, once again, we gotta run. Ooh, got tangled in my watch there. All right, please be a fish. I physically can't keep doing this very much longer. I'm running out of water. And the temperature is a little too high. It's 102 with like 100 humidity. And I'm running out of water, so clock is ticking. Anyway, let's try to get our feet nice and set. This one's moving good. This is the difference. You'll notice this is the difference between one of these turtles take and one of these alligator gar take. These alligator gar, not only do they move faster most of the time, if they're really big, they will. Big turtles can move pretty quick, but they cannot move as fast as a large fish. They just run so long. These turtles would have stopped by now. They would have stopped and started chewing on the bait. A turtle's goal is usually to try to get to like one of these snags here. They'll post up. Sometimes they'll climb up on top of it and they'll start trying to eat the bait. And that's why you get snagged so often when a soft shell takes your bait. These fish are trying to run down or up current to find themselves a position where they feel like they're not being threatened necessarily by other fish, competitors. They're trying to say, okay, is this bait dead? And is anyone gonna take it from me? So they'll run long distances to ensure that the bait is dead and nobody's gonna steal it. This one's going, look at that, he's going. I have 80-pound braid on here, guys. This is a custom rod from a group called Brackish Water Customs that gifted it to me. And I've got about 300 yards of 80-pound braid on here. So, I mean, that's just, we can't even see more than 250 yards down that way. So as far as I'm gonna let him swim anyway, we have more braid than that. Oh, he's picking up speed, picking up speed, picking up speed. Don't let him hit the like the knots in the line. Not the knots, but you know when the braid digs in from like previous hook sets. That's why you see I'm throwing the line off in front of him. That's what I'm doing. I feel like I didn't give that last one quite enough time. This one's really going. All right, hopefully we don't, I don't want to pull the hook. I think that's what I did last time. I think I pulled the hook. Okay, he's on, he's on, he's on. Good, good, good. Good, we got a fish on. Yes, there he is, jumping way out there. Did he throw the bait? No, we're still on, thank God. Oh my God, he jumped clean out of the water. Ah, there he is. Yeah, he's still on. Good, good, good. Thank God. All right, now this is the part of the run where I just want to relax for a second. I mean, not be complacent, but I don't want to rush things. Just need to stay calm. Keep that line tight, tight, tight. Do not give that fish any slack. I'm fishing a barbless hook, guys. Barbless hook's so much safer for the fish. They're also gonna set easier because, you know, the barb does provide a little bit of resistance. And they're gonna come out easier, but the tricky part is that the fish can throw them a little easier. This fish is coming back towards us now. I have no idea how big this fish is. I don't think he's giant, but he is swimming our way. That's why it's hard to get an exact estimate on his size. He's going to the left of the bank now. He is definitely still on though. There he is. He just changed directions. He's moving out to the right now. I really want to catch this fish. This might be the only hookup we get. It's a problem with the experimental bait days. I generally have to buy that bait and it's expensive. So I don't have all the bait in the world. So every time we lose a fish, basically we're chopping down the time we have to keep fishing. He's over there somewhere. He's right there. Again, it could be deceptive. He might be little, you know, he could be like 30 pounds, or he could be bigger. It's hard to tell when they're coming right at you. We won't know till he makes a run in the opposite direction. There he is. He's gonna be right there somewhere. That's the leader. Let's keep him away. There's a snag right there. I want to keep him away from it. Naturally, he's going right for it. Good sized fish. Oh, there he is. Okay. You guys see how he knew that snag. Look, he's going back for it. He knows where that snag is. They know. They know. They know. It's what they do. It's what they do. Go over that, please. Yes. The hook's right on the edge of his jaw, too. Double-edged sword. Better for him. Better chance he's going to end up throwing it. Let's back up now. Okay. Look at the way he keeps going back for it. And that snag, by the way, what you see is not the only bit that's there. There's a... Ooh, there he goes, there he goes, there he goes. There's a whole tree under the water right there, actually. Like right there. That's what he's trying to dig for. Yeah, my hook is right on the edge of his jaw. My hook is also moving positions along his jaw. I just saw. Very good chance we're gonna lose this fish trying to rope him. It just happens sometimes though, you know? I'd rather have a fish pop the hook and deprive me of this, you know, perfect camera shot I have in my head and all that. I'd rather have that happen knowing the fish is gonna be safe, as opposed to, we get the fish, we get the camera shot, but then, oh, pulling me off my feet. This is mud, it's very slippery. Yikes. Yeah. I'd rather have him throw the hook and be safe than get the fish knowing we hurt him. That would just suck. This fish is gonna be just fine. Either way though, that's the good thing. That hook is right in the corner of his jaw. And that's the thing, a lot of people, I'll show you when we hopefully get this rope on him. A lot of people will be like, bro, set the hook sooner. I wanna show you. Even after waiting, here we go. It's ropes around his body. You don't really have him. Nope, here he goes. It's usually not this hard to land a fish this size. He's not that big. This is proving more difficult than it normally is. Part of that, honestly, let's be real, it's just me being out of practice. It's been a little while. Nope, come here. Come here, come here. I could honestly, I could probably just drag him up, but I don't want to do that to this fish. I don't want to drag him up by the jaw. There we go, we got him. Let's get him up. Readjust that rope, make sure it's not in the gills. I'll show you the hook and what I'm talking about. There we go. See, I gotta make sure that rope is behind the fin there. Okay, look at this. Even after that tremendous run, look, there's the BKK hook right in the corner of his jaw. It's all about knowing the fish in the area, how they behave in the area. There are other places where I would never let it go that long. You would have swallowed it, it'd be in his stomach right now. Just, you gotta know. You gotta know your fish, you gotta know how they behave. Let's see if we can get that out with just our fingers. He's biting down on it, makes it a little difficult. As long as he's not gonna bite on me. It's free, the hook is free, he's just not letting go of it. Come here, buddy. Here we go. That's a BKK hook, guys. That's what you guys see like Cavi and Briggsy and Brooksy use on their lures. I stretch them out, I heat them up and I stretch them out a bit, and they work really well for gar when you cut the barb or smash the barb down. Worth a fish, he's not huge, but he's beautiful. He is a beautiful animal. Yeah, quite nice. Quite nice to have that. Hook out and everything. That is the best way to do this. Let's get him back in the water. Ooh, there he goes. Look at him. Oh. I know. He just cooperating. Finally, that only took forever. It's exhilarating. It's exhilarating. You have that moment where you forget exactly how tired you are for just a moment, and then it'll all come back and hit you again. Oh, he just came out for a breath right there. Can you guys see the rings, the ripples that he just made? Beautiful fish, really, really gorgeous. I've mentioned it before, they're recently classified as a threatened species in Texas. It's really important if you're catching alligator gar, you follow very basic guidelines to ensure the safety of the fish. Number one, kind of like they do with shark fishing in Florida these days, you need to kind of have a minimum for the gear that you're going out there with. Otherwise, that's just irresponsible. 80-pound braid minimum, I would say, you know, unless you're going for really small ones. If you think you're gonna hook anything over 50, get 80-pound braid, I think. You know, good, strong, sharp, barbless hooks. Circle hooks, even my circle hooks generally are barbless. Even though they're not gonna be deep hooking the fish the way I do my circle hook setup, the widened out circle hooks that I use for gar. I've gone to debarbing those. For your leader, you know, I used to use a lot of wire, and I saw Jeremy Wade using Kevlar braid. And this is a couple years ago, and I started using that instead, and that works just as well. I mean, you run the risk of, if you're fighting the fish forever, yes, eventually it might cut through the braid, but if your braid is thick enough, strong enough, the DuPont Kevlar braid is what I like, and alligator gar don't typically fight that long, you know. Biggest one I ever caught, 15 minutes, I think. So yeah, just carry the long pair of pliers, have a plan on where you're gonna land it, how you're gonna unhook it. If you can't reach the hook, how you're gonna get it out. Again, needle nose pliers, maybe an object to hold the alligator gar's mouth open. You know, use 2 pairs of looped ropes to pull it open if you have to. If the hook is barbless, it's not that big a deal. Just cut the leader. If it's barbless, it'll probably fall out as he swims off and shakes. You know, really, really basic stuff. And I will stress, don't keep the fish out too long. You know, they do have the ability to stay out of the water longer than most fish, but that's not really an excuse to keep them out longer than you have to. One of the things I hope you will notice about the videos I've been making over the past couple of years is that the amount of time the fish is out of the water has been going down on my channel. And that's something I want to continue. I don't want to keep these fish out of the water any longer than they have to be. And generally speaking, if the fish is big enough and worth getting in for, I'll do that instead too. I think I'm on to something. I actually don't know what this is yet. It could be a big turtle. It might be a really big turtle. He's doing little circles. Let's find out. What are you? What are you? Yep, soft shell. See, this is what takes almost, I'm gonna say 75% of the runs that we might get filming at any given time. This is what it is. Look what he did there. That's a good example of, you always feel like, you know, you've got a turtle on or something and suddenly you're in a snag. Well, they do that on purpose. See how he did that? He worked himself into that branch. So this guy right here is, there we go, got the circle hook off him. The bane of my existence on most days. big soft-shell turtle. I'm inducing what's called tonic immobility at the moment. You hold a lot of reptiles, even fish, upside down. They kind of just go into a chill state, if you will. The moment I flip this guy over to show you right side up, he's gonna start kicking. And I don't know if you guys saw that, but look at his claws there. They're very good diggers. But when those claws start kicking and your hands are in the way, does not feel very good. Does not feel very good. All right, we're gonna try to flip him to show you. He will instantly start trying to go. See, straight off the bat, he's actually being a little bit more chill. Oh, there he's getting ready. Yeah. That's what is bothering us 99 times out of 100. Whenever the bait starts going out, we don't get anything back. Mr. Softshell Turtle, a really fantastic animal, a really unique animal. Just makes my job kind of hard, so it's easy to forget to appreciate how neat they are. Now watch, we're gonna turn this guy. He went right between my legs. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for us today. Even though it's starting to feel quite nice outside, we're running out of bait. So if you want to see more videos where I use weird things for bait, frogs, snakes, just stuff you wouldn't necessarily think of, check out these videos here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know what you guys want to see more of. Put it down in the comments below. Also, give me your best guess for how much those eels cost. I want to know how much you think they were per pound, because I bought them per pound. How much do you think those eels were per pound? All right.